Hello guys, today is November 10, Wednesday. So the Hindu editorial we'll be discussing, and I hope you have seen all the previous episodes because whatever is explained earlier will not be explained again. Okay. And one thing about editorial, I'll tell you, there'll be some days when all the articles will be of not much importance to UPSC exam. Okay, like everything will be politics or everything will be something which is of no relevance. Okay, of UPSC especially. I don't know about other exams, but for UPSC it will be irrelevant. And so today is that such day. Okay, where if you see all articles are something related to the BJP Congress fights going on or somebody favoring somebody, political things. Okay, so here we'll try to see. I'll tell you why it's not important and which are the ones we'll be discussing. Okay, here if you see the first one itself, UP missing Tango BJP. Okay, this is completely irrelevant, not required for your exam. Okay, then again if you see here, the India's need to sign up for life course immunization. Okay, this is also not very important and all, but little bit points are there. So adult vaccination. Okay, that is a point here. You know, corona and all, we are giving adult vaccination rather than child vaccination. So about that discussion is going on. Okay, and here if you see, it's again BJP tug of war. It's not required for you. Okay, and here if you see, caught in the crossfire, this is actually in the this thing, the Pakistan India border. Okay, there the fisherman, Indian fisherman, has been shot, and that was there already. We covered in Vice Courses channel, but still I'll discuss here just in quick words. So what two articles to discuss here? This is one, this is two, and here if you see overlapping interest is again that UP, there was a again a union minister's son, some accident and some farmers died. So they are discussing again like what should be done. Okay, so again it's like political article. They are discussing like against BJP, against Congress. They are fighting with each other. Okay, so these two are not required. Then this side, if you see again, it's about Shashi Tharoor. Obviously, then you will know it will be favoring his own party. So he has a book written, and that book he's telling me Nehru's policies were greater, and Nehru did that thing. His soft power policies were much advanced than anybody else, and whatever is happening now is not good. That kind of thing. So he's fully boosting the Congress party and telling. So again, that is also not important. Okay, not at all relevant for your exam. Else for interest sake and for language sake, you can read it. Okay. Then here this table is there. This table I'll show you. This is about the police which works around the clock, not getting off days, not getting leaves and anything. Okay, so that thing. And here one article is there which also not very important, but it is telling about the Kerala scholarships program. Okay, in Kerala they are giving scholarship, like 80% of scholarship go to Muslim community. So somebody has raised concern, so it went to High Court, it went to Supreme Court, and so what was the judgment? Two judgment cases is there. So these three articles we'll quickly discuss. I think today will be the shortest video for editorial because it's not very relevant. Okay, so don't think like we have not covered things. We are telling you upfront like why it is not relevant for your exam. Okay, now that table which I showed you. Okay, this one, the table if you see, it is telling about the police which works round the clock. They are not getting any proper leaves. They are overburdened. They are maybe instead of 8 hour shift, they are working 10 hours, 16 hours, 24 hours. Some people are not even responding when asked questions about this. So survey was conducted. Okay, based on that survey they found like 80% of them works more than 8 hours a day. Okay, so in that different graphical format they have given, like this is the number of off days you get per week. Okay, so 51% people told there are no off days, 26% told one off day, like that, just percentages they have given. Okay, and here the report name, if you see, State of the Policing in India report. Okay, published by some Center for Study of Developing Society. Okay, so not very important, but because this report came, they have given a table here. Okay, so they're telling this working hours, if you see, according to some Model Police Act, it should be only 8 hours. Okay, but 13% people are there who work 8 hours. Remaining, if you see, 37% people are working in 9 to 12 hours, 20% in 13 to 16, and this is 24%. Then no response from 6% people, meaning they don't even care to respond whether it is good or whether it is correct or how many hours they're working. They're not even responding. So their work-life balance also getting affected here, telling like not going on a holiday, not visiting their relatives, not able to go to religious functions. So this much percentage are full statistics. So in case UPSC asks you a question based on like the overburden thing of police, then this table will be useful for statistics sake. Else there is no much story written here. It's all numbers. So if you want, you can go through this in the original paper. Okay, and then make a note of these numbers. Okay, that's all. This table is only about that. So all these things we are doing is a part of paid courses. Okay, and if you want it for free, okay, you have to continue supporting us on YouTube. Then everything will come in the YouTube itself. Okay, so we'll try to make it the biggest free coaching. Now, as I told, Vice Courses channel also, you people are not subscribing and you're not watching. Now, the article which we are going to discuss, the fisherman article, okay, it was already put in this channel. Okay, so that is why it's very important. It's if you see, these are the other things in Vaishya IAS channel, the Tamil Nadu textbook, the history textbook, the spectrum in both English and Hindi. Everything is going on. Okay, everything, and whichever we feel is not getting response will be shut down. Like post independence is as of now shut down, ethics is shut down, and the society is shut down. Okay, we have completed 10 to 20 episodes, and now based on your responses, once you give comments, feedback, like, and all, and when you tell please continue, then we will restart it. Okay, so please see to it that you watch, like, and comment now itself. And if you see, these are the questions, and you can contact me in WhatsApp or email anytime. Okay, now moving on to the articles. So like I told in Vice courses yesterday, we put this thing, the Pakistan kills our fishermen, and only 14 people have seen this. So please go and watch it so that you get a better understanding of the issue there. Okay, even though quickly whatever is in the Hindu paper, I'll discuss now. Okay, so this is the area you should know. In the western side, Gujarat side, you know, Arabian Sea is there, and there in the Pakistan we have a water kind of border. Okay, not the land border, the water border. Okay, if you see here, international border is marked here. So this three creek you have to first know. Okay, this is Sar Creek, this Kajar Creek in Pakistan side, and this Kori Creek in Indian side. Okay, Sar Creek is the kind of border. So in Sar Creek also, if you see, there will be a red line and a green line. So what is this? This red line is the international one. Okay, that is the one which actually the world has accepted, and also India is following this one. Okay, till up to this is Indian border, but the Pakistani, you know, they never follow any international thing, and they are telling this one, this green line which is touching the land, this is actually they are telling us the Pakistan border. Okay, meaning up to that they can come. So that is why whenever a fisherman crosses this, these people are taking very very violent decisions and shooting them down. Okay, so that's a very wrong decision, and that is why this has happened now. Okay, and now how we are telling that Indian thing is correct or wrong? There is an international policy. Okay, the rule of the Thalweg or doctrine Thalweg, which we call. Okay, this one, if there is a water, if there is a navigable channel which is the border between two countries, then the boundary line will be the center of that navigable line. Okay, meaning if in this picture, if you see in this blue color water area, this red color line is going through the direct center of this water. Okay, so that is the international law. But see the Pakistan line, they are telling this land, touching this land, this is the line. So that is why the fight is. Okay, so Pakistanis are not following the rules, Indians are following the rules, and our fishermen are suffering for that. Okay, so in this article, an Indian fisherman was killed in firing by the Pakistan Maritime Security Agency, PMSA, which they have on November 7th. Okay, so this is the first such killing in the last 6 years. Okay, it has happened 6 years before also, and also it's reported that 6 fishermen were arrested by them also. One injured person then somehow ran and came back, so he only maybe told like what happened. So like this things has happened, and it is very bad. Okay, so Ministry of External Affairs also not happy, and they have summoned a Pakistani diplomat and told like please do thorough investigation and tell us what happened and why was there a unprovoked firing. Okay, why was a fisherman fired upon. Okay, so the numbers, statistics not important, but they are telling like according to Gujarat government, around 345 fishermen, okay, of the Gujarat state are there in Pakistani jails as on December 2020. Okay, and also Pakistani forces this open fired on this boats. Okay, 2 boats. This is another incident in April 2020, 2 boats, and that time also one person went missing, and some people were arrested, some people died. So this kind of thing is not first time that Pakistani people are doing. Okay, so this is very seriously has to be taken and dealt with in the very like diplomatic level, so that it doesn't turn out to a big war or something. Okay, and again as per some National Fisher Workers Forum, okay, 558 Indian fishermen are there in Pakistani jails, and 74 of Pakistani people are there in Indian prisons. Okay, so and even the vessels, 1200 Indian fishing vessels are in Pakistan custody. So what will happen to these families of these people? Okay, their complete income is dependent on these fishermen which go out to the sea. So they are in this, if you see this term, okay, it's meant poverty. Okay, they are going into poverty, they are having no money to survive. So it's something which you have to solve faster. Okay, already for that, India and Pakistan in 2007 they formed a judicial committee where 4 judges are retired judges are from India and 4 from Pakistan, so that we have an exchange of this civilian prisoners. But nothing of this sort works properly when we set up between India and Pakistan, and this has been defunctional since 2013. Okay, and they are trying to revive it, but in 2018 they tried and it did not bear fruit, it did not succeed. Okay, and it's not only India and Pakistan. We have several such hotspots in every border. Like in India, Sri Lanka maritime border, there is fight all the time. In Myanmar, Bangladesh, there are some villages which are in the border, and their fights are going on all the time. And Pakistan, you know, they sponsor violence also through these routes. The 2008 attack also, you know, they came to the gateway of India. They came how? They came through by kidnapping or maybe hijacking the Indian fishing boat which was in the water in 2008, and they came here. So India and Pakistan must consider this as a humanitarian crisis and should not look everything through war. These poor people, fishermen, are not your target or your medium of fighting with each other. Okay, so that you have to somehow solve it, and you should not escalate this tension on the account of latest incident, because we cannot afford a war also now. Already the economy and all is like trying to survive after COVID pandemic, so you cannot invest a lot into war also now. This is about the first article. Remaining, please go and watch that video which we made. In that video, detailed explanation is given here. Okay, a 12-minute video only. Please watch it. If you don't watch this combinedly when I tell you, then later you are going to struggle. Okay, the factual thing, the data points, you are going to miss out. Okay, so now going to the second article, which is adult vaccination. So before the COVID-19 pandemic and all, we know always vaccination means what? We are thinking, okay, children has to be vaccinated. The universal immunization program, everything is like children are vaccinated. It's not like the adults are going and getting vaccinated. Okay, only certain health workers or maybe some pregnant women or something. Very rare case you see other type of vaccination. Else all the time it is children who is getting vaccinated. Okay, since the start of the first vaccine, that is smallpox vaccine in 1798. Okay, this article mainly have such factual things. Just note down. Okay, so adult vaccination we never talk about. Okay, the first worldwide, if you see, vaccination program was this EPI, Expanded Program on Immunization. That is across the world in 1970s it started. In 1978 in India also it came, and later by 1985 we converted into the UIP. Okay, Universal Immunization Program, which now it is the Indradhanush scheme. Okay, Mission Indradhanush, and even expanded one Indradhanush version 2, version 3, like that. Many diseases are added into it, and many vaccinations are added. So India has been always great in vaccinating children, but adult vaccination is never ever talked upon. Okay, that is what in this article they are trying to discuss, because COVID-19 is an exception now. COVID-19 we are not giving to children, we are giving to 18 years and above. So this is an exception, and this can be a beginning of a new era of vaccination. That is what the author is trying to tell. Okay, we should build upon this, and we should try to vaccinate more and more adult also for many diseases. Okay, so there is already a lot of inequities, like geography wise, gender wise, parent education wise. The people who are getting vaccinated, the children or the adult, it is not like uniform. So that also has to be worked upon. Okay, and now this is an opportunity to take stock of the status of adult immunization in the future ahead. Okay, and now they're telling different types of diseases which came, and different mass vaccination which India did. Okay, so if you see, Japanese encephalitis was there in 2005-6, in which mass scale of this thing was there. Okay, which included adult population also. So the thing instances when there was adult vaccination also. Okay, then there is this swine flu which came in 2009-2010. That is especially for the health workers. Okay, who are adults, obviously for them also vaccination was done. Okay, but other than that, there has been limited focus on the systematic effort for adult vaccination. Okay, even when we had a national vaccination policy for the first time, which released in 2011, that time there was no mention of adult vaccination. Okay, so this and all you can mention when you are writing an answer about adult vaccination. Okay, the first report came in, first policy came in 2011, it was not there. And then we have a group, that is the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, that is NTAGI, which you can see here, NTAGI. This one also various discussions they did. Okay, discussed about this thing, but when they finally make a policy or finally write down something, in that this will be absent. Okay, except for the vaccination of some health workers or some specific disease group people or something, adult population which are subgroups, only that is there. Then overall, even this NTAGI group did not mention till now. Okay, so outside India, there are bodies like Association of Physicians, and then Indian outside the government. Okay, the Indian Society of Nephrology, they have released some guidelines on adult vaccination. That is the only written kind of documents which we have, but that has to be expanded. Okay, and here if you see one term is there, vaccine preventable diseases. Okay, VPD. Okay, we have limited data on that. Like we know children are having diseases, we are giving vaccination, we are controlling it, but there are adults also. They are getting like pneumonia and all. So if you see, there are more death due to pneumonia in adult than in children. This office illness, are there office they are taking leave, absenteeism from work, all this, like adults, a lot of people are taking and they are dying also, but that is not recorded anywhere, like whether it is because of lack of vaccination, whether it is because of any immunity problem. So that is not yet done. Now only when corona time is there, people are aware of this immunization, what is the importance of immunity. So this vaccine preventable diseases and all in every age group should be considered. Okay, so here if you see, there is an international immunization agenda 2030. Okay, in which every country should consider extending the benefit of vaccine to all the age group. Okay, so we have such things going on internationally. In India also, we should try to record it and come with scientific evidences, and we should try to give vaccine for everyone. Okay, that is what is told here. Now 4-5 pointers will be there. Okay, like we have an opportunity in hand, as I told. So we should educate the public, health providers, professionals, and currently we should give training programs, graduate, postgraduate teaching circular. We should try to somehow give more and more information about adult vaccination. So there are some steps given here. What all can be different steps. First thing is this NTAGI, which I told, when they did not mention there earlier, now they have to expand it. They have to expand their documentation policy to adult vaccination. That is the first step, because that is the technical advisory group. Okay, then the VPD, which I told, okay, the surveillance system, everything which we record, the capacity to record, report, analyze data, that should again have age wise, okay, age wise, category wise, like that you should tell how many people are getting diseases, how many getting vaccinated, how many are getting taking office leaves. So all these things you should record it. Okay, so that is the second step. Now the third step is research and academic institutions, okay, which do all this research on all these things, like how much cost it takes, the cost benefit analysis, whether everybody vaccination, is it practically possible, is it economically possible, that kind of things also the decisions should be made, and that should be boosted. Okay, analysis and evidence based discussions and decisions should be increased. Okay, now the fourth point they're telling, developing and drafting a roadmap. Okay, like already I told, there was a national level policy and all in which it was not mentioned. So again, India's national adult vaccination policy and strategy should be initiated. Okay, and you should have this learnings and lessons from the existing thing, or the COVID vaccination drive and all, what all you learned, all those you should incorporate in that. Okay, if you don't do it later after 10 years when you ask this question again, you will be feeling like you are late. So don't be late and try to do it now itself. Okay, and also shortages of vaccine in India. The shortage of this, if you see rabies vaccine and all, if one person gets like a cat or dog or something bites you, that time you have to take a vaccine. I think 5 times you have to go, weekly you have to go, they'll give you dates and you have to go and take vaccines. Okay, so that time if it is shortage, okay, most of the times what happens, they will tell, okay, it's out of stock. Then you will, if you break that pattern of 5 injections, then it will be again problem and you have to take it from starting. So that is why the availability of vaccines is very important. Okay, because that is very risky if you don't have it around. So the public sector manufacturing unit and should be revived, whatever is there should be revived, and also more need to be set up. This is what they're telling, the public one. Okay, because always it is seen like even corona time, if you see, more than 90% of vaccines are given through government centers now, okay, for free of cost. So that is why that is more crucial and that should be expanded. Okay, now the last this thing, if you see, the same thing, government facilities would have delivered 93% of total vaccine shots. So it is always the government, citizens, private sector, everybody has to work together. Only then you can try to overcome this problem. Okay, and drafting and developing a national adult vaccination policy and strategy for India could be one such concrete step in this direction. Okay, in a positive note, they have entered the article, and that is how you should endure all mains answers also. Okay. The last article for today is about the scholarships given in Kerala. Okay, so basically, you know, reservations and scholarships, all these things, when it is given to a particular category, it will always turn into a argument, a fight, and different people will take different stands. So here they are telling first based on a classroom example. Okay, suppose they're in a classroom, there are 3 groups of students. Okay, that is like class type 1, type 2, and type 3. Okay, who are like very excellent, the first group, then there is like require minimal guidance, and then there needs a lot of attention. Okay, so they are telling like the teacher will give a special class of half an hour for the second group and class of 2 hours for the third group, so that everybody comes into equal. So now the author is asking like this is correct or wrong, whether teacher is doing this is correct or wrong. Okay, so that everybody comes into equal this thing. And what is true in the classroom context is true in the policy context. That is what the Kerala government is telling. Okay, so here actually what happened now is Supreme Court has corrected something what the High Court has first told. Okay, High Court was telling like what Kerala government is doing is wrong. Okay, what they are giving is like not correct. They are not treating every minority equally. They are appeasing the Muslim community. So that kind of thing High Court told. So Supreme Court overturned it. That is the thing. So we'll see what happened. Okay, so the minority scholarship, if you see, Kerala government in 2015 passed this act or executive order telling like we are giving scholarship, and in that if you see 80% are distributed to Muslim students and 20% to this Catholics and converted Christians. Okay, so this is how they have given, that they are not considering the other minority things. So this one case is there. Okay, it says Palli Vadukal versus state of Kerala. In this Kerala High Court set aside the order holding that all minorities must be treated alike. Okay, like this 80% to Muslim, 20%, this is not enough. There are 6 minorities are there in India. So in that, whatever is there in Kerala, you should equally treat them. You should not appease any one of them. Okay, so this is the High Court order. Okay, so against this only now Supreme Court has told. So if you see here, Kerala government is arguing that we have done everything based on Sachar committee report and this Kerala Padana report, okay, on the disadvantages faced by Muslims. Okay, we are not doing something as per our choice, we are doing as per what is the report suggested. So if you know more things about Sachar committee, try to tell in comment section. Okay, UPSC have asked once about it. So when did Sachar committee report come, or anything you know about it, try to tell in comments, others can also read. Okay, so they told like Muslims were far behind when compared to Christians, Dalits, Adivasis, all these things in college enrollment, applying jobs, and everything. Okay, even like Dalits, we usually tell in India, Dalits are facing the most problems and all. But here they're telling in Kerala, Muslims are facing the more problems. So that is why we are doing this according to these two reports. Okay, so this access equal, okay, equalizing access. So if you see here, reduce the inequalities between different communities and identifying the most disadvantaged group, and this is exactly what Kerala government did. So like that, they are justifying it. Okay, so now as I told, it is justified. Now if you see here, the High Court prohibited an allocation sensitive to social realities by adopting a form of blind equality. Okay, they are just simply telling blindly everyone should be treated equal, and so this is a mistake. Okay, this is what finally now the Supreme Court also has told. Now Supreme Court has pointed out to this some BK Pavitra versus Union of India 2019 case. So that first case which I showed you and the second case, to show you this case only I am discussing this article, else it's not very relevant. Okay, so for equality to be truly effective or substantive, the principle must recognize existing inequalities in society to overcome. So you have to see the existing inequality, and based on that you should give, and it should not be the blind equality. Okay, so this you can use for any equality related answer which exam UPSC asks. You can quote this judgment. Okay, so that will help you gain extra marks, I am guaranteeing you. So please note this, what is mentioned in red color. Okay, so like this every day, if you watch my editorial alone, you don't need any other means coaching. Okay, you will clear easily, but just see to that you clear the prelims first. For that, you have to enroll to our test series and watch our all other videos. Okay, now Supreme Court has now corrected the error of the High Court. Okay, and they are even taking Ambedkar quote and telling, like Ambedkar is telling, like caste system also he told it should be based on graded inequality, like how much you are facing inequality, based on that you should be given the caste benefits and the society, all these things. That is what Ambedkar also told. Okay, so this logic of High Court judgment is against that, and so it should be overturned. Okay, the fight against equality is important, and so we should not let such bad reasoning obstruct affirmative efforts to remove inequality. So this is what is told. So in this article, if you see, there is no much great things, but this 2-3 judgments and this Ambedkar quote and all, if you use, then your answers will become better for any article, any question which comes in equality related thing later. Okay, so that's it for today. So as I told, this is the shortest editorial I have done in the last 10 days, but hopefully everything we have covered. Okay, so again, I'll come up with the next video. Please go and watch all the other episodes. Don't waste your time. Earlier you start studying, then earlier you will understand that UPSC is very simple. Okay, but if you complicate it and keep it for later and follow other branded coaching institutes who are guiding you in the wrong way, you will suffer. Okay, so please like, comment in this video. Please comment. Okay, I see that nobody is commenting. Please comment, only then we'll feel like continuing. Thank you and have a nice day.